Alright, so in the last video, we completed this order function, which allowed us to connect to the exchange and send an order in so that we can execute a buy or sell order, okay? So that's good. So now we can start implementing our trading logic that uses this function. And so for our trading logic, we need to create one variable, and that variable is the sentiment list. So we can do sentiment lst equals to an empty list. And so once we do this, we can go down to our getStream function, and you'll notice that we have our prediction going on here, and we output the associated class. So what we can do is we can do print polarity for now, just so we can see what polarity we predict for each text. And in here we can do Python Twitterbot1. Okay, so I do need to activate my environment, so I'll do conda activate sentiment trading, and in here I can run Python Twitterbot1. And so once I run this, what we should see is the text. Okay, cool. So here we are printing out neutral, bullish, so that's exactly what we want. So now let's start implementing our strategy. So I'll stop this, and then we can add our polarity to our list. So we can do sentiment list dot append, and let's append our polarity. And so now we have our list which appends every single polarity that we predict, and so that's good. So what we can do now is we can do if the length of sentiment list is greater than, let's say, 50 in practice, like when we implement this trading strategy live. But for now, let's just do 20. So we require at least 20 elements that we append. And if that's the case, then we can do a print statement, and we can print. Actually, let's create a variable, and this is part of our trading strategy. And this end list is going to hold the sentiment list, and it's going to hold the last 20 elements of our sentiment list variable. Okay, so we're getting the last 20 elements in this list and storing it into end list. And so what we can do now is we can do print. We'll put star 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 star, and we'll say total bullish. Okay, colon, and then let's add a str, and we need to put str. We have to typecast to str because the print statements require a string. And then here we can do endless dot count, and then we can count the amount of occurrences of bullish, okay, in the last 20. And the way this trading strategy is going to work is if, let's say, 95% of the last 20 tweets are bullish, then we're going to consider that a buying signal, because there's a lot of people who are being bullish on Bitcoin right now. So we can change this number to 50 just so we can increase the weight of having more people with bullish statements. But for now, let's just stick to 20 so that we can just debug our script. So once we do that, what we should see happen is after we have more than 20 elements in our list, we should see this print statement which prints the total amount of bullish sentiment in the last 20 elements. So here, so far we have 9, 8, and you can see it's going down. And the reason it's going down is because we're adding more, and we don't have as many anymore. So you can see this number hovers around 2 to 7. And when there's high positive sentiment, it tends to go up to a higher number. And you can feel free to increase this to 50, for example, and change this endless variable to 50, because that's what's going to, that's the parameter for our trading strategy. So we can do the same thing for bearish. So we can simply copy this print statement, paste it here, change this to bearish, and then change this to bearish. And so now we're going to print out the total bullish and the total bearish in the last 20 elements. So that's very nice. And so let's see what that does. And this is how we're going to implement our trading strategy, okay? And so if there's more than, let's say we get the last 20 have 20 positive sentiments, then that's positive for us and we want to buy the stock. So here, looks good. So far we only have 5. It might go down because Bitcoin has been going up today. It's at 58,000 today. As of March 30th, it's at 58,000. And it was dropping a couple times last week and the week before, but now it seems like it's going back to its all-time high. So that's very cool. But you can see we're getting more bullish statements, which is good because we are in a bullish state for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. So that's positive. And so if we were in a bearish scenario, then this number would increase. So yeah, that's very cool. So now that we have that, we can start implementing the logic that plays around with this. And that's what we're going to do in the next video. So I'll see you there.